All right, integrated math 1, we were doing a final review part 3. This is all about triangles. Lots and lots of triangles. And we're going to throw in there that idea of congruence, when things are congruent. So first, classify each triangle. Well, we might have a triangle that's got like a big angle or little angles or like a perfectly square angle. And when we look at these, we see, like, oh, this is right. Oh, this is obtuse because it's bigger than a right angle. And then this would be acute because it's not that big. And then you have, also, we can have some other things. We can have some congruence. So if all three sides are congruent, that's called equilateral. If only two sides are congruent, like let's say that side and that side were congruent, then we got isosceles. And then if nothing's the same, like let's say everything is different, call it scaling. So what are we looking for in these? We're looking to see what's the same, what's not, how things match up. So boom, boom, we got two things the same. Let's go ahead and change color just for fun here. That would mean that these two sides being the same because they're both 4.8. So that's already an isosceles. And then on top of that, we have a right angle in there, so it's a right isosceles. Let's take a look at number 2. Very similar. I have, oh look, all three sides the same, all three angles the same. We call that equilateral. It's like the perfectly balanced triangle. That's it. Easy stuff. Let's move on. Find the measure of the angle indicated. Okay, so we have some things happening here. First thing we need to realize is that a full circle is 360, and each half of that is 180. And then when we have a triangle, the angles inside a triangle add up to 180. And also, when you have a straight line, those add up to 180. We got lots of 180s in here. Oh, and then one more. Whenever you have angles across from each other on an intersection, we call that vertical angles, and those are equal. Vertical are congruent or equal. They have equal measures. All right, so let's do that then. So if this is 65 right there, I could find this one, but I could just jump straight across because 65 and this one, those add up to, they don't add up, they equal each other. So that's 65, 65. Now I have 65, 75, and I got this angle down there. Now there's some advanced things I could do, but I'm just going to do the basic. I'm going to go straight forward and try and find this one here. Let's call that X. And I know that those three together are inside the triangle. And the three angles inside the triangle are going to add up to 180. So I would add these together, and that would equal up to 180. So we'll have 65, 75, and X add up to 180. 65 and 75, so 60 and 70 is 130, and 5 and 5 is 10. So it's 140 plus X equals 180. Do some subtraction here, and we get that X equals 40. So that means this right here is 40, and that makes sense. It's an acute angle. It's not bigger than 90. It's about half of that. But wait, that's not even what the question asked for. They're asking us for this blue angle on the outside. But if you put that red and blue angle on the outside together, you get 180. So I know that the 40 plus whatever the question mark is, that together those make a straight line, and straight lines are 180. All right, so then how do I figure this out? I'm going to subtract that 40, do a little backwards math, and then I wind up getting that the question mark equals 140. And it is not a coincidence that that number was the same as these two. It's not at all. It's supposed to be. All right, let's do some more. Scroll over here to the next one. Get a cleaner look at it. So number 6, same general idea. We got angles inside, and angles outside, and I know that these two angles are going to add up to 180. So to calculate that one in there, I do 180 minus 138, and that would give me, well, 180 minus 130 is 50. Subtract 8 more, I'm at 42. So that's 42. Similarly, trying to find this inside one here, I would have, 180 minus 106. So 180 minus 100 is 80. Minus 6 more is 74. So that's 74. And then I got those two. And I could find this one in the corner. And I would add those up and subtract from 180. So 42 plus 74 plus, let's call it x, is equal to 180. That's giving me this third corner right there. And 42 and 74, so 40 and 70 is 110, plus the 2 and the 4 is 6, so 116 plus x equals 180. Now I'm going to subtract, so let's subtract 100 from each side just to keep it simple. Then I got 16 plus x equals 80, and then subtract some more, and then I'd have x equals 64. Okay, so this is 64. So that's 64, and then over in this corner, right there, that's going to add up to 64. So 64 plus question mark equals 180. Oh, well then I guess I just do a little bit of subtraction, and I get back to question mark equals 116, which is not coincidentally the same as this number here, just like before. So sometimes you have some shortcuts you could find in there. But the general idea is inside a triangle adds up to 180, and straight lines add up to 180, and that's most of it right there. Oh, and vertical angles. Vertical angles are congruent. Let's see what we have coming up. We're going to jump ahead because I want to see how does this get harder, because it doesn't feel hard yet. All right, so I have 3 angles here. I got this corner angle, and then let's do some different colors here, and then I got this corner angle, and then another color. How about some red? Then I have this corner angle. So I got all 3 of those, and if I were to add them up, what would I get? Oh, that's like the same thing as before. So if I took all 3 of these and added them up, I would get 180 because they're inside a triangle. That's cool. So the orange one, that's x plus 90. And the blue one, that's 60. And the red one, that's 35. So I need to add those 3 pieces up. Well, let's see. 90 and 60, that makes, oh, this is going to get hard. Let's just start subtracting. Let's subtract 90 from both sides. 180 minus 90 is 90. So 60 and 35, that makes 95. So x plus 95 equals 90. Ooh, that's kind of weird because when I subtract, I get negative. I find out that x equals negative 5. Now, why is that weird? Because how could you have negative? Oh, because negative 5 plus 90 is really 85. So that's 85 degrees there. That's what I would have got. Oh, that wasn't too bad. But it just said solve for x. So that's what we were looking for there. But same thing. 3 angles add up to 180. Now, same idea, but we're going to finish with these ones here. It says find the measure of the angle indicated. All right, okay. What do we got happening? So I got this angle is 25 down there. And then I have, let's see, ooh, this is interesting because I have this 50 on the outside, but then on the inside, those 2 yellow ones, those add up to 180. These are a straight line here. So I know that 50 plus something equals 180. Now if I do some backwards math, subtraction, I would find out that that angle there, angle TVU, is going to be equal to 130. So that's 130 right there. 130. This 25 is in the corner. Now I know that I have 2 angles. I got 130 and I got 25. And then up here in the top corner I got a question mark. But those 3 together are the inside of a triangle. So I got question mark plus 130 plus 25. Those add up to 180. You guessed it. You guessed it. So if I put these two numbers together, that would give me 155. Question mark plus 155. Let's subtract 150. Let's see, question mark 180 minus 150 is just 30. So question mark plus 5 equals 30. Now if I subtract 5, question mark equals 25. Well, that's kind of interesting. That's the same as the other one. So I have 25, 25, and 130. That would make this an isosceles triangle. Kind of interesting. All right, one more, and then we're done. Okay, I got 48. Let's see, I got 86. Well, I could figure out this one on the inside there. Let's color that something so we can talk about this. Yellow one plus the 86. So yellow plus 86 makes a straight line, and straight lines are 180 degrees. Okay, so if I subtract 80 from both sides, then I would have 6 plus whatever that yellow is equals 100. So that must be 94. So the question mark is 90. Oh, wait, I shouldn't use question mark. How about x? X. So this is 94. Now I have 94 and 48, and I got to find this third one. All right, well, those three add up to 180. So we got 48 plus 94 plus question mark equals 180. So let's see, we got 48 and 94. That's the same as 50 plus 92. I just took 2 from this one and put it over there. And that would give me 142 plus question mark equals 180. Doing again that backwards math when you subtract here. Minus 140 would be 40. So minus 142 is going to be 38. So the question mark is 38. Now, how could I check that? Well, if I add these three numbers together, they should add up to 180. And there we go. So inside a triangle, 180. Done.